NuubCast.
Greetings, fellow noobs! Welcome to another NuubCast. This is Blomus bringing you on Shakura's Plateau a PvZ. We got shorties. Shorties in the house. Shorties. Shouties. Shouties. His opponent, the one, the only, Tazeranex! Yes! Yes! Oh man, it's been so long. It's actually the third Taz match this week, I think. A rare occurrence. But this is the last replay. It's the last one that I have. Which means you guys have to send me more. Or it will be all there is. Until I figure out something else to do. Word. Alright. NuubCast, if you're unfamiliar, we used to be, at one time, about user-submitted replays, showing off the philosophy that fun and exciting games can happen at all levels. We may be switching over to a different kind of format, and what I'm thinking of doing is, and this actually might be good, I would actually probably have to do a little bit more legwork to make this happen, but my idea is to cast replays of lesser-known players that are professionals, so you know, just to get more of their games out there, get them casted, because you know, a lot of guys want to do the most famous guys, but there's a lot of guys like your Blings, your Blys, your Inoris, lots of Korean guys, European guys who just aren't well known at all in the American scene. So what I propose, what I'd like to perhaps do, is try and find more of those kinds of replays. You know, there's up-and-comers, you know, guys like Bling and Nurchio who you do know, but you don't know all that well. So maybe even I wouldn't focus on those, but I would look at games from people like LZ Gamer. Or like Axelav, who I actually just cast a couple days ago. I mean, I don't want to call them B-teamers, because not all of them are B-teamers. They're just not well known, or they're just still working on their games. As we see Tazeranex doing his patented Forge Fast Expand, which we see pretty much every time, and he's blocking this natural. We see that every time against the Zerg, because I mean, let's face it, that's the and look, blocking the third as well is Tazeranex, being a real pain in the bootay. But that's okay, because what Zergs are doing, they know this happens every time, so they go ahead and they put their spawning pool down first, and they get out 4 Lings, and the Lings go around, and they kill the probes, and they kill the pylons, and then you're on your merry way. Yes, have you slowed down their... And that's basically all you're doing as a Protoss player. You're slowing them down so that you can get your expansion up, because you know that as soon as they have opportunity, they're going to drop both hatches, as we can see happening right, or going to happen anyway. Already sending another drone out to get that third down, because he knows, with his Overlord here, Shades knows that Tazeranex has his expansion up and running, and the Zerg player has got to stay ahead on the economy. And down it goes, number 3. So yeah, I think we've talked that one to death. But there is a cannon up, so these Lings will die if they decide to stick around. They do not. So yeah, I think that if I don't get a lot of submissions, like I'll still do user submissions, but if I go to this kind of format, it's probably going to be very... Now, I don't want to use the word exclusive, but it's going to be very strict. And some of the games that get by, that, you know, either I or the screener kind of give a pass to, it's not going to happen anymore. It's going to be only great games and no, like, halfway stuff. If that's the format, because I'm going to have to go, you know, start doing a lot of the legwork myself and finding games from these players. Because I don't think, I mean, the guy who I have screening is already pretty busy, and he's doing me a huge favor by looking at your replays. I'm not going to send him out or ask him to go out on the internet and try and find games and watch them to see if they're good. That would be kind of silly. But if that is the route that we do end up taking, then the upside will be, you know, better quality games will hopefully eventually mean better casts, and I'll be learning a lot more about the game. Because, you know, the one drawback of casting lower level replays most of the time is that my casting skills leave something to be desired as far as analysis, etc. So, yeah, kill that drone. Why are you letting that drone get by, bro? You need to be killing that thing. And Xeranex could be in a little bit of trouble. Nice micro here with the Stalker, but he's going to lose that Zealot, and these Zerglings do not have speed yet. Speed is still halfway there. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking I may do. But it will probably also mean less content because it's going to be harder to find those games. Unless I can get in with a team and ask for those kinds of things for replays from latter sessions from their lesser-known players. Again, as a way of just getting them out there. That way you'll be more informed. I'll be more informed. And, you know, when somebody like Bly... I was going to say Alfie, but Alfie has nearly won a DreamHack already, so I don't think we want to count him. And he almost won Home Story Cup, you remember, because he was like the Protoss that... if he played only PvPs, like he would have won DreamHack or IEM or something. Lots of roaches out for shorties. Looks like Xeranex is going to lose this army. And I think he just wanted to try and harass that third, but he probably didn't want to lose that many units, so I expect a counter from shorties, and counter has the potential to do some serious damage. And Xeranex kills the Overlord so that he can plant down some tech here. He's going to get that Twilight Council. Hopefully unbeknownst to his opponent. Shorty's not going to counter. He's going to instead just continue to transfer drones, continue to macro up. He's got his Spire down, starting that. Not really satisfied with this creep spread from Shorties. I don't see a single creep tumor on this map. Not a one. And let's face it, I mean, that's unacceptable. We do have macro hatch down, so that might spread enough creep to connect the bases. Maybe. But if you aren't connecting your bases with creep, you're really putting yourself at a disadvantage as a Zerg player. Doesn't matter what race, even in a mirror match, I mean, you need to be spreading creep. It's just such a part of the game now that you're really at a disadvantage if you're not doing it. And there is the first creep tumor, as I live and breathe. Are you going to plant one too? And there's another creep tumor. Alright, so we got the creep tumors out. The creep spread has begun. Ling speed also finished. Gonna get out here with these lings. Gonna try and clean up the towers. That was an interesting movie. Actually, nice job pulling back the sentries. Actually saved all of them. And killed all those lings. Gonna take his third. Fourth base going down up here for Shorties. And a fifth. Look at you. Look at you, Sly Guy. We've got +1 down melee, but not range. That's interesting. Going melee first. Interesting idea, unless there's a third. Unless he already got it. Did he already get range? Nope, we didn't. Using the pylons to block here. Going to put some cannons behind it. I would imagine maybe putting these closer. We've got mutas in the back, already popped here. 8 of them coming in, going to do lots of damage. Templar Archives. I'm surprised they're not going after that Templar Archives. Just wants to punish the economy right now. Oops, that was a mistake. And in blink the Stalkers, and he's going to get a lot of these Mutalisks. He should have another blink ready any second now. Should be able to pick off 1 or 2 more. Is he going to go? Yes. And half of his mutas are dead. Half of those still alive are very damaged. Observer, seeing everything. More mutas out. Mutas, roaches, lots of zerglings. Mutas actually kind of spread out all over the place. We are getting that +1 attack. Hive Tech en route. Also getting the energy upgrade, pathogen glands, so you can have those fungals immediately ready. Overlord keeping an eye out, wants to see if Tzeranex tries to go for a 4th. Tzeranex staying on a lower tech path. He does have his Templar Archives out. He is getting Storm, but we don't see any Templars out just yet. Usually you want to have them out so that when your Storm tech finishes, you will have enough energy to use it right away, especially when something like this is happening. You anticipate an attack coming, which is going to happen right now. And Tzeranex actually pretty out of position. All the Lings getting by. Holy crap, that's going to be tough. And now Mutalisks just leaving the fight, and where the Zerglings are going in here. There's lots of cannons up here, but and they're actually going to do okay for cleaning that up. A couple sentries back here. Were they just warped in? Because they're doing actually a very good job. More Zerglings killing everything down here in the natural. All probes are dead. Mutalisks coming around with more Lings, taking down more buildings. Mutalisks escape fairly unscathed, but Lings still wreaking havoc all over the place. And Tzeranex was really caught off guard, lost several sentries in that battle. And if he doesn't act soon, may even lose this Nexus. Now it looks like he's going to clean it up. And that is going to be the end of that. Very effective attack here by Shouties. And I'm believing I'm hearing a thunderstorm brew in the background outside of my home. Hopefully it doesn't do anything to the power. And that's a lot of Zerglings moving out right now. Shorty's actually making very good effect of his Zerglings. And once again, leaving this wide open. Get that force field! No! Oh, man. Ling's getting run by again. Oh, what is he? Oh, no, he's just attacking buildings now. And then once again, getting the run by. He's going to be able to take out this Nexus. Easy peasy. Nice force field on the ramp. Going to keep them out of his main. Protect those important tech structures. Mutalisks coming in after the fact. Taking down a lot of probes. And looks like they might get stormed if they're not careful. Tzeranex getting harassed quite badly here with the Ling Mutas. And who said Mutaling was a dead strategy? This is actually working out very well for Shorties. He's doing a great job. He's got, in the meantime, his expansions are all up and running. His creep spread is improving drastically from the last time I belittled him about it. But here comes Tzeranex. He's got quite a force coming through here. Going to be killing some creep tumors. Lots of sentries, lots of immortals. Going to be able to take down those roaches that he's got. Take down these spine crawlers very quickly. But he is met with a ton of broodlords. And oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. The infestors all getting feedbacked. And holy crap. Stalker's now able to blink in, taking out all of the broodlords. That was amazing feedback work. And look at the sentries going to work on these Mutalisks, doing a surprisingly good job, not even using their energy for Guardian Shield, which would really be helpful some of these range attacks. Although I guess broodlings are not ranged, they're melee. But there's the force fields, keeping the broodlings at bay. Stalker's able to quick snap in there and take down. This is actually a fantastic trade, but these Broodlords able to stay alive, and unless these Stalkers can get in there and pick them off, and there's goes one. Transfuse, I think, on one of them was very effective. These Immortals hanging in there and just getting picked off by Queens coming out now, and they're doing actually a very good job whittling down these Immortals. And there's got to be some more units coming out here. A couple Stalkers and Immortals. Taz trying to reinforce with a few Zealots. And Shorty's actually looking very good. He's got considerable supply lead here. And not a lot of Stalkers left. The Zerglings are going to die very quickly to the Archons and Zealots. We have 10 Roaches, 5 Broodlords, 4 more Corruptors. Oh, he's caught the Broodlords while they're morphing. Oh, no. Yeah. And he's able to kill them before they're able to morph. That's huge. No Broodlords coming out. Lots of Roaches coming, but we do have Archons and Immortals, which are going to be very effective against Roaches. Not to mention the Zealots tanking up front. Is he going to do it? Oh, and now Shorty's is supply blocked, heavily supply blocked. The Stalkers moving in, taking out a lot of Overlords, and now taking down the Roachwarren as well, and not going to be able to re-up on those Roaches, and taking down very important tech structures, and Shorty's isn't even making anything else anymore. He's trying to counter with these Roaches, but I don't think it's going to be enough. I think that Tzeranex may have won the game here. Shorty's has a ton of money, and he's making 25 lings. He's got to have more larvae than that, doesn't he? Check a look at the units tab. He does not. He does not have a lot of larvae. He's got a lot of drones, so he's not by any means out of this game. And Tzeranex is deciding to go back. I guess he lost quite a few probes here. No, he's moving them into his main. But they're being chased. Oh, he warped in. So there's quite a few Roaches over here countering. And he's going to take out a base for his trouble. And now Shorty's in quite a bit of trouble. He's got 1.5 mining bases, and he's doing all he can to protect them, dropping a ton of spines and an Evo chamber to block things off. Tzeranex moving in. Is it a base race? Is that what's happening here? Ling's moving in, going to take out more building structures. Roaches taking out the Cybercore. No more Stalkers going to be able to be made. Tzeranex has no money, so if he's done mining, he's not going to be able to replenish his army at all, and he has no mining bases whatsoever. So this is basically it. He's got to basically move through here and take out Shorty's capacity to mine. And he's got a little bit of mining here and this base right here, but that's it. And a lot of Roaches moving in here. We've got a couple of Infestors, lots of Lings. He's basically got to move in here and do all he can to kill this army. I don't want to. You don't want to separate. Don't separate, Tzeranex. No, back off, back off, back off, back. Oh no, he got fungled. He can't move. Oh no, that might be it here. Tzeranex may have seen the end. What's going to happen here? I don't see anything else blue moving around. Oh, he's long distance mining. Oh my goodness. Oh, and lots of infested Terrans going to come out here. Fungal's going down. It's going to double the Zerg's army size. But look at the Roaches going down very quickly. Archons absolutely annihilate infested Terrans. However, yeah, this guy's got to run away. Got to hold up that shield. Oh my goodness, is Tzeranex going to have to GG out of this game? He's actually got a supply lead at this point, but it's mostly, almost entirely workers. These guys should all die any second now. Oh no, but he lost the Archon. Can he make anything at all? He does have a few units left out here, out front of his base. He's going to have to make a Nexus. And he doesn't have the money to make a Nexus. Shorties has a little bit to mine from here, a little bit to mine from his natural. But he doesn't have any money either. both of these players. I think at this point, Tzeranex might have enough to take this with his Archons. But he's got to get in there and kill these guys. Look at all the gas that he has, though. Oh, he's got feedback. He's going to try and feedback one of these guys. I don't know what would be better at this point, feedback or a storm. He's going to lose that observer. What? Well, I guess they can't see it. They can't see it. He had to fungal. I was like, you can't. Even though it's fungal, they still can't see it. That's interesting. That is fascinating. And the Nexus is down, and Tzeranex is mining like a madman. If Shorty's holds up, he can actually send that Archon in. Wouldn't be a bad idea. Would not be a bad idea. Because Shorty's... Oh, he did plant a hatch, so he's actually... Both of these guys, we might actually get reestablished here and basically start over. The problem is Shorty's has no tech. None. He doesn't have any tech. Doesn't even have a spawning pool. Oh, no, he does have a spawning pool. And a infestation pit. So he can make infestors and lings, which is actually not a bad composition if you're Protoss. Oh, no! Oh, no! Here come the infestors. They're underground, and Tzeranex can't do anything about it. What's going to happen? He's going to go in here and do what? What's he going to do? You need an observer. Oh, there's a cannon in the back. There's a cannon in the back. Make an observer. Make an observer. You've got the gas. You've got the gas. Make an observer. Oh, man. Is this power? Yep. It's in. Oh, man. Is it going to unpower that? Is it going to get unpowered? It does get unpowered. Oh, man. Right before it finished. I thought this was going to be within reach, but it's like a half a hex off. And here come the infestors and lings over here. Force field doesn't stop burrowed units, but it did stop those lings, all of which died. And these guys are all going to die as well. So he just took out a few pylons. I don't think he took maybe one gateway. But that used most of the energy on these infestors. So, but here come a couple more into the action. And Shorty's is banking tons of gas. He needs to make a queen so he can get more larvae out. I guess he does have a few. He just doesn't have the money right now. But all of his drones over here, mining down here at his expansion. Look at the supply. Pretty even. Tzeranex, though, his Nexus is up and he's mining like crazy. So he's going to be able to warp in guys. Now he's got some more Zealots. He's going to have a pilot. Now his Observer is going to finish. He's going to actually be in pretty good shape. He's got a couple of Observers out. He's making his Forge. Wants to make some cannons, I guess. Got a Cyber Core up. He's actually back up and running in a one-base scenario, so he can now begin to make units. Lots of infestors, which are now going to be ineffective because of the observer. These guys are going to die very quickly if they try to do anything like they just did. And Tzeranex, he's looking fairly strong. He's got a couple of Templars that have quite a bit of energy. We'll be able to feedback, which only costs 50, remember, so 200. You've got 4 feedbacks per Templar on full energy, as I have my 3 hiccups. And oh, in case you've never known, I only ever have 3 hiccups. In case you're wondering, never more than 3. After the 3rd one, that's it. That's it. I'm done. I've never had more than 3 hiccups in a row in my life. Isn't that amazing? This is a really good game. I'm really enjoying it. But Tzeranex slowly building up a supply lead. He is going to be able to come in, I think, and take care of this, especially now that he has observers. Shorty's is relying way too heavily on these infestors. He's gonna need some kind of tanking unit, whether that be Zerglings or something else. But he has got to, yeah. And here's the observer. He sees that it's all infestors and a few roaches, and 5 more roaches coming out. So the roaches will be helpful. But he's got to basically focus on making roaches and Zerglings if he wants to win this battle. And look at what Tzeranex is doing. He is slowly getting his Templar count up so that he can feed back those infestors, which is going to be incredibly baller if he is able to get it done. So he obviously sees all of this. That's a lot of infestors. And if he feedbacks on these things, and down it goes, and he's going to move out. These guys have so much energy. If he feedbacks on them, he is going to do some serious damage. Observer leading the way. I would just move out and kill him right now. Don't let him kill your observer. Don't let him kill your... Yeah, feedback, feedback, here it comes. Bam! More, more, more. Bam, 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 bam. Oh, so many dead infestors. And make some Archon. And, oh my goodness, that is going to be enough. I think Tazernak's going to be able to move in. Going to be able to do some serious damage here. These infestors still do have a lot of energy. You can see the feedback getting thrown down. Stalkers blinking in, trying to take down... Nice, taking down some picked off infestors. Or some weak infestors. And here's the battle. Zealot's being stuck in place is actually going to work against... Shorties here, because the force fields go down behind those roaches, and it looks like Tazernak's is going to take this game. Holy crap, that was a very good game, very fun to watch. Holy crap, that was one of the better games I think I've seen in a while. Hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Send your replay if you want to NuubCast@gmail.com. Better make it good. Word is born. Wow. Word is born. Or is it word is bond? Word is born. That's from like my early high school years. My goodness gracious, I'm an old man. Alright, kids. Alright, kiddies. Stay a while and listen. Alright. Peace out. Keep climbing that ladder.